We're here in Werner's studio for another session of the Community Dialogues with that sustainable twist. I'm here this afternoon with Tom Brooks. Hi, Tom.
Hello, Faith. Hello, everyone.
Nice to have you in the studio. Tom is our final member of the Resilient Action Initiative management team. There's a group of 4 individuals who put their heart and soul into the development of this initiative, and I want to honor them by getting to know them a little better and sharing them with you. I get to work with them pretty closely, but I don't know that everyone has had the opportunity to get to know these individuals. So Tom, thank you so much for joining me here today and for just being so amazing to work with. I really appreciate the energy that you bring to our group. I feel very kindred with you. I think we have a lot in common when it comes down to some of our natural propensities.
Yeah, we both have dirt under our fingernails.
We do. Yeah. We have dirt under our fingernails. Yeah, we like to be outside, under the sun, getting a lot done whenever we possibly can, or enjoying nature. So, Tom, if you don't mind, share a little bit about your early years in Michigan. You were a farm boy.
I was a farm boy. I grew up on a farm in central Michigan. We had some livestock when I was younger, but after a while that got old, and we started, when I graduated from college, we had really started ramping up a cash crop farm. We raised corn, soybeans, wheat, and oats, and did a lot of custom combining and custom work for people around the neighborhood also. After college, I left college. I graduated. I came back home for a while, and it was harvest season.
Right.
And everybody was scrambling and busy, so I just you jump in, you know.
Yeah.
And there was no plan that I was going to do that, and it just worked out. I enjoyed working with my family, my parents, and my brother. And 10 years later, I was still there. Mm-hmm. And that was a good time. I really, it's a special thing to work with your family like that in a very close way for a long time. And,
yeah.
And, at the time, maybe I didn't appreciate it as much as I should have, but you're alone, you're in the country, mm-hmm. But I was already, by 1975, I was a teacher of transcendental meditation. And so I felt probably my life should do more than that. Mm-hmm. And so that's how I ended up here at MIU. But,
wow.
Yeah.
What were some of your, most memorable moments out there? I've not been in a combine, but I've been in some large equipment, cutting and baling, raking, doing the hay and the baling for straw, and I've had some engagement in that way. My farming experience is a little more small scale, uh-huh. But Tom and I also have a link with horticulture.
Yeah,
my family are florists, we're florists. And we had a lot of greenhouses growing up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can only imagine being out in the fields and getting to be there at sunset or sunrise and experience those moments.
Yeah, those were the best times. That you get to see the most perfect light, just before sunset, and the birds and the nature, and you're out there, and it's long hours. You're working hard, but there's a fulfillment to it, and I think that was the best part.
It's salt of the earth.
It is. It's good, clean stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I imagine that experience oriented you towards your degree program.
Yeah, I think it did. Yeah, well, that did for sure.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to the university, I didn't. I had never really had a job at that point. I went from the farm to college, back to the farm, and so I came here and I saw all these administrators and they were doing all this stuff, and I thought, man, I don't have any of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And I thought, well, I'm way behind. I gotta do something. And so the only thing I could figure out was to find some people who were doing what I thought was what should be done, and just attach myself to them. So the president's office at that time was doing a lot of entertaining. So I would work in physical plant in the daytime, but at night I would go to the president's office and do the dishes and set the dishes and help with the entertainment. And then I got to know everybody in the president's office and the president, and one thing led to another. And 5 years later, I was handed the whole thing.
You're doing a great job here.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
it turned out that I wasn't behind.
No.
Farming is different. It's not the same skill sets, but you learn an incredible amount of resiliency and self-sufficiency that there's nobody else out there.
Well,
If something's got to be fixed or decided,
No, there's so much innovation in farming.
No.
You're the you're your own bookkeeper. You're your own accountant. You're your own agronomist. You're your own sourcer of materials. You're your own mechanic. You're your own
All of
operator. You hold 6 to 10 different positions in this one. It's a lifestyle. It's not really a job.
it
it's
is a lifestyle. Yeah, for sure. And
Yeah.
so all of that, in a way, prepared for administration of running the nuts and bolts departments of the university, food and physical plant and all of these things.
Wow.
And so I that was how I got there, and it turned out it was a good training.
Well, you brought some of that training with you when you came down in those trips back and forth when you were still going back to Michigan to do the spring planting and the fall harvest. The never leave it behind, kind of mentality of a farmer. They are always committed to the farm until it's just time to say, okay, I've had enough. But you were coming here and you were building infrastructure here.
A lot of it was that, yeah.
And you had a major role in putting up the large greenhouses north of town too, right?
I did, yeah. I built those. I had a second farming career when I got here in 2004. The president of the university asked me to start an organic vegetable farm for the university. So I built greenhouses on campus and in Marcy Vedic City, north of town, and I did that for 3 years with Dr. Steve McClaskey. So it was a whole learning curve because I hadn't done organic at all, and so that was a whole different thing.
Yeah.
And I hadn't done vegetables at all. That was a whole different thing. But Steve was a great teacher, and we, in the third year, we were on the track. We were profitable at that point, and things were good. We were producing a huge percentage of the food that the university dining hall was using.
Wow.
And but the president of the university called me one day and said he needed me to come back to organize something else, and then I left.
Yeah.
Very abruptly.
Oh, well, I'm sorry for all involved there. I'm glad that you came to fill another position because I know your proficiency at what you do is great, and that you've got kind of that skill set that's very dynamic. You can just handle whatever's coming at you.
Yeah, and now the whole thing is changing again. The university, as probably most people know, is going through a transition to younger administrators. Most of us who came here early on, like I did, are now in their mid-70s.
Yes.
And so it's time to hand things off, and I'm in the process of doing that. And it looks like what I am going to start focusing more on is what my degree was in, which is resource development and sustainability. So I think over the years I've tried to most of those years I was at least involved in sustainability for the university, but there was never time to really focus on it because I had all this other stuff. And now I'm getting rid of the other stuff, and I really hope in the next few years that we can really work with you and the whole Resilient Action Committee to really do something with the university that's very special. And it seems like the new management of the university is there. That's something that they appreciate and want to do. So I'm looking forward to, I got another month or two to kind of hand off things, and I think that'll be really good to work with the community to do a lot of the things that the Resilient Action Committee is already diving into. So
I'm excited.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
too.
There's so much opportunity. This is such a beautiful campus. If you've not come and visited the campus, there's so much beauty in the natural resources here on campus. Crow Creek goes right through the campus. There's some beautiful woods and forest. Tom is a tree man. He's got a commitment. It's a personal commitment around trees. He definitely wants to see native species introduced into
we're working
campus.
on that.
And so I am really looking forward to the projects that you drum up and plugging in and helping those get off the ground and make sure that they happen. I'm really looking forward to that and the engagement between the university and the community. Tell us how you came into the Resilient Action Initiative. I've heard one story, but I want it from your side. What is it that plugged you into the as a founding member of the Resilient Action Initiative?
Well, I think we wanted to hire a faith, and we needed money to hire a sustainability coordinator. So I think the university was reached out to as a possible donor to that initiative, as was the city and Doug. And I always had tried to keep the university involved as much as I could in things going on in the town.
You have.
I was on the original 10-year strategic planning commission for Fairfield. I was involved with the Chamber of Commerce, and I was involved in the highway bypass and acquiring the property to build the loop trail.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And so I've always tried, and what I wanted to do is, if this initiative was going to happen, bring the university into it and make it part of it and integrate it into. And so that's how I got involved. And I had known Marg Dreyer for a long time, so I think that's how I got in there.
Marg is really good at pulling you in. Get it in here. We need your help. Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I'm so glad that you're a part of this this team. I'm really grateful to be on the team with you. I look forward to working with you side by side on some, dirt under our nails types of projects.
We're headed to the do things stage, and
yes,
I think that'll make us happy.
We are heading to the do things stage very soon. Keep your eyes out for these projects that are going to be coming up. And then also, Tom and I are the supervisors for the Green Iowa AmeriCorps program. I'm the co-supervisor. Tom is the primary, and he has been for many years, the Green Iowa AmeriCorps programs, as they've had different iterations here in the community, which have done a lot for sustainability in the community. So I really am so grateful for the work that you do and the behind-the-scenes work that you're always doing. He makes sure that we always have technical support for any of our meetings here on campus. He always makes sure that we have space. If there's any type of space needed, he makes sure that we can fulfill on those needs. And he's just the most amazing collaborator when it comes down to organizing and treating guests and participants with just the utmost respect and integrity and engagement. He's just really an amazing team member.
Well, thank you, Faith. We all enjoy working with you, and I hope that my schedule will allow me to do more going forward. So
I hope so too. Yeah. Thanks, Tom.
Thank
you. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.